Well, here we are. It's the Motley Croc Show again. My gosh, it's already the 13th of December, and we are definitely kicking it off right. We've had a great past week. We're going to touch base with Jeff here pretty soon, and Manic Satanic, he sells himself. And my sister will be on, and hopefully Jimmy Riffle. But we had a great Croc Fest this week, actually. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Graceland, and we're going to talk about some cool thing that Jeff's going to talk about. So let me go ahead and jump right into it, and I will go ahead and grab on the Manic Satanic right now. What is up, buddy?
Y'all, how y'all doing?
Man, what is going on with you? How have you been?
I've been really, really good. A little hectic and busy this weekend, but it paid off, and I got a cattail in my face. I did the Orlando show. It was I could have blown it off and come hang out with you guys. A lot of crazy
I understand
shit too, man. It sucked a little bit.
I understand.
I definitely pivoted the wrong direction, but it's all good. And I'm waiting for Brittany to come on before I make the big announcement.
Okay, you can do that. What's up, Julie?
What's up, Julie?
Yeah, guys, if you comment to us, at least we know you're in there, and you can say what's up, or if anything cool that came up that we should talk about, let's definitely hear it. Crocfest was really good. As always, St. Augustine Alligator Farm can put on just an amazing.
I heard that.
No matter what they do, they just do a really good, event. Greg said they all suck. Yeah,
they all do.
But, Craig decided to. What's up, Samantha? Good to see you, Michael. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Samantha.
Let me tell you something. Craig brought this bottle of liquor with him called Dough Ball. It was cookie dough whiskey.
Ooh,
let me tell you something, Jeff. Oh, Jeff.
Did I miss a rare moment of seeing you a little tipsy, Troy?
What's up, Michelle? Well, you know me, I'm always a little bit, buzzing. So I smoke a little weed and try to stay chill. But yeah, so I tried a little bit of that, and it was really good enough to where I actually went out on my way home the other day. I stopped and got a bottle so I can have a little something to sip on and go to bed with from time to time. Really that good. So thank you for that. Yes, that's exactly what you drank there, bud. You got a little. It burnt you. Remember, it burnt your throat, and you laid down on the ground. Yeah, Dan took a little shot of it, and or I should say a sip, and it hurt him.
Kind of hurt. That's what came through the hole in the bathroom stall, Dan. It was just a bottle of liquor.
Well, I mean, it's all good in the hood,
Hey, Judy.
What's up, Judy? But yeah, it was really cool, man. So, like I said, to get back, not to get off track, they do a really good job there. Almost anything they put on at that park is good. And I really like the St. Augustine Alligator Farm is a very quiet and pleasant experience, even if it's just generally day open to the public. Anytime that I've gone there, it's always been good. And I was there twice this week, and it was just really cool. And there was just so much. It was just an awesome time, and they did really good. And for those of you that don't know, they raised $50,000.
Oh, that's awesome! Is that a record?
Yep. I don't think that's a record. No, I mean they've done well over 100 and something thousand before.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
But $50,000 was good. I mean that's nice, nice turnout and nice people, and there was sometimes, man, if you have like 500, 600, 700 people, there's going to be more. But for the amount of people that showed up, that was really good. It was done really well. It was exciting.
Yep. Feed the homeless black caiman.
I'm telling you, there was a. That's cool. That's cool that they did that for the black caiman.
Yeah, dude.
So.
Yeah, no, I really want to
be really cool. Yeah, Dan, 107,000. Actually, it's a little more than that for Tampa. No, David. I mean, the auction wasn't too big. It was more like a. There was a lot of really. It wasn't like a super big auction, but there was really neat stuff in there. There were crocodiles being auctioned. There were Galapagos tortoise, I think. I'm pretty sure there was, and there was some Cyclura, some cool animals, and some really cool stuff that was like. People would want to have,
The one good thing about Orlando is I picked up a really nice pair of mandarin rat snakes, which I wanted forever, man. I love those things. And so I grabbed a pair of those.
Awesome.
It was nice. It was good to get them. So at least it was a bright spot, and I made a couple bucks here and there, but it was shitty.
Yeah, but you got to take that risk. If you're going to go out and you're going to do a show and you're definitely going to do something like that, I mean, you're going to definitely have to.
Thanks, Michael.
take the
I had so much inventory, and I got girls coming out of brumation today or tomorrow, and I got to make some room because those babies start coming fast.
Oh my God, Jeff! As soon as you said that rat snake species, I fucking nutted.
I'll send you some pictures, Dan. They're badass, and they're. I was actually going to buy the same pair at the last Orlando show that I went to, and somebody kind of bought them out from under me. So I bought them from him at about half of what I was going to pay because he was trying to get rid of everything at the end of the show. He didn't want to bring nothing home. So
yeah, send some pictures out, man. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely put some pictures up.
Mandarin rats, dude. That's awesome, dude.
I love those things. They're one of the coolest species, and they're really super underrepresented in the hobby, which is what I'm trying to do. If anything other than hogs, I don't want to do something that's that's done to death. And I was thinking about doing these ball pythons. I heard nobody has those, so I'm going to do a few of those and sell them to all the Cobra guys I know.
There you go. So she said the Krampus Festival has been going on, Samantha, that is, across the globe, and it's all over TikTok, and I think about you all the time when I see one else on the Master crazy. Dude, that's the Krampus awesome. Festival. We need to have that here. We do. They did the there's at Universal Studios, they have an entire Krampus Christmas store.
That's awesome.
So, like when you walk in, it's all pretty much dark Krampus, which is the way Christmas should be to me, I hear someone knocking at the door. Let me check and see who this is. This may be Brit Investigates. I'm not sure, but it could be. It is Brit Investigates. What's going on?
Hey. Wow, you look a little more Graceland-y today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I am. Graceland-y. What kind of Graceland? So how was Graceland?
Oh, amazing. I want to live there. I would move there tomorrow if someone would let me. Priscilla, Lisa.
What was the favorite room?
My favorite room was the TCB room, which was downstairs. I
knew you'd like that room. That's my favorite too. That's why I didn't tell you beforehand. I love that because you could picture him sitting down there watching all those TVs and
all of it. Like the energy in that room versus other energies in the house. Just a huge difference.
I spent a lot of time just staring at the walls in that room. They're so cool and that was my favorite for sure. I mean, I love the jungle room and all, but like the jungle room was like my mom's living room that you couldn't go in because you couldn't touch anything.
Right.
And that the TCB room is, that's where Elvis just hung out and chilled and
And well, I mean, Jerry Schilling even said, I mean, he lived in that little room that was off to the corner that was like the storage room for like 10 years. Hey, Michael. And it was just so cool because
I don't think she likes you, Samantha. I'm sorry.
I did. I said hi to her. I said hi to Samantha. You keep putting it up.
And
no,
that's not true. Anyways, I was over this juice. And then, hey, Michael.
I did not. I said hi, Samantha, right away. I know everybody heard me because I popped up first.
I don't think so.
I did.
You're perma-grinning. Hey.
Whatever.
You were talking about Elvis's house. Go ahead.
Knows.
So you were looking at the velvet walls, the blue suede shoes. Go ahead.
Oh, the blue suede shoes are on display, right? In the Kung Fu Museum room.
Honestly, I never found the blue suede shoes.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. They still have all his outfits in there and everything.
Well, they built that whole new portion of the museum. They're all in big box lit cubes that go all the way to the ceiling.
When I went there, they were all around the Kung Fu studio and
oh yeah, no, that's all gone. The
no shit.
They have in the museum now, they have I'm gonna have to put together a video and put it on
somewhere
YouTube because I took so many photos. So I was
your Graceland thing.
I know. See?
What's it say?
Gotten used to
exactly.
Okay. Sometimes, well, listen, actually, Samantha knows. Sometimes when people are like, "Hey" or "Hi," and someone's talking, we're always like, "Hey, Dan."
I wish I could find some retro Elvis Presley popcorn cans that they used to have when we were kids.
I remember those popcorn cans.
You remember them things?
Yeah.
For that, it would be like Graceland. It'd be like "Don't Be Cruel" and stuff. I wish they still made those. They don't make them anymore. They're like a classic, but It's that time of year, man.
You
I
know,
do love
popcorn and tins.
tin for all y'all that are.
I want a Krampus can. What's that?
I said I do love a good popcorn tin for everybody that's listening.
I do, right? I mean, a big can of popcorn. Remember, it would have the caramel in it, and
yep,
your hands would be stuck, and you're like,
plain.
"Hey, man, hey, what happens if you eat a cheese one and a caramel one together
at the same time?"
I know.
Yeah,
You remember that?
I heard that actually summons the devil.
Or
hey, it's all right.
Or it's always like you always know if like somebody got to it before you because like the cheddar's still pretty full, but like the caramel is like really low and down, and you're like,
yeah, they would be like Cracker Jacks, man. They had the peanuts in there once in a while, covered in that toffee.
The buttery stuff always gets stale, which I don't mind stale popcorn. I'm going to go ahead and admit it right here on this podcast that I love stale popcorn.
Chewy stale popcorn. It's not bad.
And stale gummy bears. Gotta have them. Hard as a rock.
Stale gummy bear. I used to put gummy bears in my Sprite. Like the Black Forest gummy bears. You just dump them in the Sprite. They fizz up and then they take your Sprite tastes like fruity.
Wow, that's some. What the hell?
You invented gummy bear soda.
Pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Go ahead, Jeff. Do you want to do an announcement, or do you want to?
Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys noticed. I changed my name a little bit. So y'all know that I graduated a couple weeks ago from respiratory school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I sat for my first set of boards today. And if you get 140 questions scored, an 86 gets you a certified respiratory therapist. And if you score a 92 or above, you can take the registry exam, which is like a clinical simulation exam. Yeah. Okay. And your boy.
Somebody got a champagne bottle there.
Yes, sir. Miss ma'am, I mean. Your boy right here scored 113. I freaking rubbed Tiger Bomb on the test nuts. It was unbelievable.
Well, you know what? Nobody ever said you were done.
That's kind of weak. But wait a minute. There you go. So I am now officially a licensed respiratory therapist.
Congratulations, bud. Way to go.
Thank y'all.
Cheers to you.
And then in about 2 days, I'll be able to schedule my registry exam because I want to take it while everything's fresh in my mind. And yeah, that's the one I was saying. It's like a choose your own adventure book. You got to go in and kind of, take care of a patient from start to finish, whether they die or whether they live. It doesn't really, as long as you do everything right. So to respiratory.
Congratulations.
Way to go, man. That's awesome.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Getting a lot of congrats.
Jeff. I think that's really good, man.
Thank you. I gave a little hail me right before I started. You do that next time too.
Good job.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
It's hard work, man. That was like a lot of hours and a lot of sleepless nights, and it all paid off.
I did a 2-year program in 17 months.
Wow. Way to go.
And bred the most snakes I've ever bred. And so it's been a good year. Everything's coming up, Jeff, right now. Thank you, Judy.
Coming up.
And thank you, Dan. Thank you, David. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Samantha. And thank you again, Michelle.
That's awesome.
I couldn't be happier. I thought about beating feet out of Florida. I got an offer in Asheville, but I think I'm going to stay here with y'all. All my people are here. And so it looks like St. Pete for me.
Woo, woo.
Thank you.
Now we know if we need a respiratory therapist.
Okay, I'm going to go back to this question, Britt.
Be like, I need it, Jeff. All right, Samantha.
That's for you.
Wanted to ask you your thoughts on the conspiracy theories on if Elvis is really dead or alive or not. Dead or not. I am not on the theory that I believe he's still alive. I'm on the theory that he did in fact die and that they tried to cover up the reasonings on why he died because Colonel Tom Parker did not want to get sued and they didn't want anything to happen to the doctor, which ended up happening anyway. They were both found responsible for his death. So I'm definitely on the side that he did die. I think it's unfortunate. But
I like that sticker, Troy.
I think he's gone, unfortunately.
Damn right. Oh, mind me, I got to show you something that I picked up at the show from my buddy.
I keep hardcore hog nose on my fucking
hell yeah, hardcore hog nose.
Come on now.
I'm gonna step away for 1 second. I got to show you guys something I got at the show this weekend. It's not the mandarins.
That's true, Judy. That's true, Ma.
But yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's cool. So he's doing that. And so you don't think Elvis is dead, huh, Brittany?
Oh no, I think he is. I think he died. I think he did die that day in his upstairs. I'm not following the theory of there was too much that happened afterwards where the colonel really tried to cover up so much to not be liable for his death. But it really came down to
what was he trying? I mean, I don't understand. What was he trying to cover up?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that Colonel got in trouble for and was sued for and prosecuted for after the following of Elvis, of a lot of the stuff that they found out that was happening to him and to the money and the estate and the profits and everything that was coming in on that side. And he was prosecuted for it. And then the doctor, Dr. Mick, I believe his name was, he also was prosecuted for what he prescribed Elvis, because Elvis was like on 23 pills a day. Between uppers and downers, and they basically kept prescribing him so much that Elvis really needed things to help him sleep, because he was basically like an insomniac. Like he really had trouble sleeping with all the stuff he was going through. He had anxiety with shows, and he had the new tour coming up, and like there was so much going on. And then he had gone to the dentist the day before he died, and had talked about, getting his teeth cleaned. And then he talked about one of his toothaches, but that doctor didn't talk to Dr. Mick to find out what he was already prescribed and what he was already taking. And basically he took codeine and like all the other downers, which was like 15 pills that helped him sleep, which shut down the brain, to shut down the heart, to slow everything down so that he'd fall asleep. And unfortunately, all those pills became.
Well, so he died of cardiac arrhythmia, though, correct?
That was what was claimed. However, all of his documentations have gone missing from like his actual autopsy. And in 1980 or 1979, they actually did a 1 hour like Datelines like investigative, and were able to get what was actually prescribed to him and what was believed the reason as to why he died. And so most of it was codeine. It was codeine and morphine mix in his system. Yeah, and they're both heavy downers.
It was Priscilla, right, that found him. She said she found him on the floor.
Not Priscilla, Ginger.
Yeah. Found him on the floor, unconscious, right?
In the bathroom. Yeah.
He was on the floor.
There's a lot
of rumors about him, whatever.
On the toilet.
They all started those horrible rumors because he got up in the middle, which wasn't the middle of the night like everybody thinks. It was actually during the day. Like it was around like 12 o'clock, or actually it was like 8 a.m. in the morning, because they had stayed up all night long. He had played racquetball with a buddy of his that had come over with his girlfriend and Ginger. And they used to do that. They would be up all night, and he would take some pills to help him fall asleep, and they'd sleep in the afternoons and get up and spend the days doing whatever they want to do, because unfortunately he was so famous, he couldn't go to a lot of places during the day without mobs. So most of his fun stuff that he'd go do were at night, but he mostly stayed home. But he couldn't sleep, and he kept saying, hey, can you go get me my pills? I need to try and fall asleep. I can't sleep. And he was really anxious about the tour that was coming up. And then basically he got up finally after taking the second set of downers, saying those set of pills didn't work. So it'd be like us taking ibuprofen and the headache not going away, and him calling Ricky and be like, hey, can you give me some more ibuprofen? I need it. I need it to sleep. I've got to get rest for this tour. And, they gave him the extra pills, which he shouldn't have taken realistically. It was just too much heavy downers.
He had a lot of stuff in his body. He had like opioids, Percodan, Demerol, codeine, and he had Quaaludes. Good old Quaaludes, Jeff.
All downers, all prescribed from Mick. Mick basically would prescribe him. Dr. Mick would prescribe him all of these things to say these will help you sleep. And he really believed in his heart that he needed them to sleep, and to wake up. I mean, like it wasn't like he was. And it was funny. There's an audio track of him in Vegas when he actually had his incident.
He had uppers though too. He was doing uppers as well.
He did. He had to have them to wake up, unfortunately, and get the energy to go through a show. I mean, that's all documented.
8,805 pills. I'm reading it. 8,805 pills total is what Dr. Nico Popopoulos or whatever prescribed him.
Yep. Oh, he's horrible.
Tablets, vitals, injectables, uppers, downers, powerful painkillers, Quaaludes, Percodan, Demerol, cocaine, hydrochloride.
Nick, not Mick. Nick, Dr. Nick.
Quantities that were more appropriate for those terminally ill with cancer.
Craig, she was the redhead on Gilligan's Island.
Ginger Allen was his last girlfriend that he proposed. He was with maybe I think 6 months before he died. Family was not a friend of Ginger. They did not like her. The family did not like her at all.
Did she kill him?
Maybe she killed him.
No, according to her, they went upstairs. They laid down in bed. He was restless. He asked for his pills. He took his pills. He was tired, or not tired, and he kept trying to read books. And then he asked for the second set of pills to help him fall asleep. They didn't work. And an hour later, he got up and he said, just go to sleep. I'm going to get up and go into the bathroom. Now, when he says the bathroom, people are like, oh, he went and sat on the toilet and died. That's not what happened. His bathroom is connected to his dressing room where there's a bed. He had a dressing bed that he could go in and lay down or read. And it actually joined to Lisa Marie's room. And Lisa was there that night. She was 9, but she was sleeping in her room. So it wasn't like he got up to go to the bathroom. He got up to go into the bathroom is what he told her, because that's the way into his main dressing room. And when he was found dead, the way he was laying, his head was facing the shower. He actually looked as though as soon as he walked in the bathroom is when he died.
Something that I never knew about Elvis, though, that he was chronically ill with diabetes, glaucoma, and constipation. I didn't know he had all that.
Yeah, I heard about the diabetes.
Diabetes was a easy factor.
The Southern Life reported that the autopsy confirmed that his doctors already knew that he was completely suffering chronically ill with diabetes, glaucoma, and constipation. But it said Presley was a longtime user of opiates. He had been known to use antihistamines, tranquilizers, Valium, barbiturates, Quaaludes, sleeping pills, hormones, and all kinds of extra laxatives. Yeah. So he was pumping his body full of drugs. I mean, you just can't do that. I mean, we all know that there's just no way.
Well, and that was the thing too, is unfortunately, the pills that were prescribed him, as he would tell, his doctor, who was given to him by Colonel Tom Parker.
But I mean, was he really that innocent in knowing what he was taking? I mean, just an innocent guy. I mean,
half of the stuff he didn't even realize he was being given. That's the problem. Some of these were shots that Colonel Tom Parker would tell Nick, he's got to go on that stage. He's got to do his show. And literally the reason why he went to the hospital was because he was exhausted. He actually went to the hospital from pure exhaustion from his body being ran down. And he actually came out on stage at the International Hotel. When he came back from that hospital, the audio track is out for anyone who wants to listen to it. And he was furious because some person at the hotel made a rumor that he was strung out on drugs and he was in the hospital for a drug OD. And he made sure to make a very intense point on stage when he got back that by doing this literally could affect not only his life, but also his daughter's life, and making up rumors and claims like this about false things. He went on to say, I've never done a street drug in my life.
Sorry, Jake.
Oh, he went through the whole spiel and basically said, if I ever see this guy, or if I find out who it is, I'm going to rip their GD head off. That's what he said when I see him, because he was that mad. Used
that foul language. He said GD.
Did.
Oh my God. Should have his mouth washed out.
You can't even say GD right here. Look, be careful when you say GD.
That's why I said GD. So anyway, I didn't want us to be closed off.
How did he say it though? Did he say?
Oh no.
Oh damn.
No, he said it with I will find the audio track and send it to you guys, because he literally lost his. I mean, he was pissed on stage, and he goes, "All right, I got to calm myself back down now. Let's get back on with the show." But he was making a point that everybody knew. Do not ever say that I was out doing drugs and I did alcohol and I strung out on drugs. He was so mad because he kept saying, that's the reputation of my daughter. And I can get why he was upset about that. Don't make up false claims about me.
Yeah, he was caught in a trap.
My kid. Yeah. But I mean, even the movie, there was entertaining twists and fluffing to the movie, because when he actually fired Colonel Tom Parker, he didn't do it on stage, and had nothing to do with finding out who Colonel really was. So it's really interesting how it all just kind of I mean, it was a good movie, but
yes, Jake, the word, I'm going to rip the gangster disciples head off. I mean, that's GD, gangster disciples. It's a very odd thing to say.
He said the actual words.
Really, he said gangster disciples, Jake. I'm telling you, I agree 100%. 100%.
But Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I honestly, I love that place. I mean, I could have stayed there another.
I mean, one of the most unfortunate things for that
couple
poor
of
man
months.
is that, he was extremely talented, all joking aside, and to be able to be out there and perform, everybody wants a piece of you. And I think that sometimes takes a toll. And back then, you couldn't just go on your little Facebook or your YouTube and watch the movie or live stream or, Elvis is going to be showing live on. Everybody stayed home. It was like they want a piece of him, and everybody's around, and you had to go.
So the real true.
He was in high demand, I mean, he was in high demand. But you know what? It's a life he wanted to live.
Yep, they don't do shows like that anymore. He was a real showman, and he knew how to entertain and work an audience, and I imagine everybody there felt like he was singing right to them. He was a hell of a guy.
Well, I mean, I loved his gimmick.
He was a dirtbag like the rest of us. He just, I mean,
but I loved his
make him out to be
too,
this gospel guy. Like, this guy was banging chicks and doing drugs and drinking and banging more chicks and cheating on his women. I mean, it wasn't like he was this fucking, upstanding American. He was just a really awesome artist. And so that's why you get people they're like, oh, Elvis was he was the most wonderful. I'm sure he was a great guy, but I mean, come on now.
I mean, overall, he as a human being was a good guy. He did a lot of good things.
He did, but I'm saying like he was a rock star, man, for his time. He did what he did. It catches up to you.
Yeah.
That reminds me, speaking of, I was watching the new things on like Behind the Music, and that whole series, Behind the Music, whatever. And you watch, I saw someone LL Cool J, and all those people that got into different things, how they started and where they came from. And then one of them was like the band Poison. And remember all the stuff, Jeff, that Bret Michaels was going through with CeCe DeVille, and they would argue all the time because CeCe always wanted to be the headshot. But you remember CeCe's like, when I was, you remember how he couldn't sing or talk, but he wanted to be a lead. I mean, he was an idiot. But I mean, Bret, dude, I saw this thing he was talking about his appendix exploded, right? So he went to the hospital. He was in there for days. He gets out. He's resting on the couch at home because of the appendix exploding in the surgery. Something went up into his brain and exploded a blood vessel in his brain, right? So he was talking about this, and he's like, I was just flipping through channels, and bam, like this whole white blast went off in my head, and the pain was unbelievable. So he goes to the hospital. He's completely just like gone, right? And he's in there for like 14, 15 days recovering, gets out, goes home, reaches down to pick up his daughter to give her a hug that he's home, has a stroke. And he's like, I'm dying, man. Like, I don't, he's talking the story. So he forgot how to walk. He couldn't play guitar. He couldn't move. He couldn't do any of that kind of stuff. So he just kept saying, if I get out of this alive and I can do this, I'm going to make changes for anybody who needs help. So from then on, like, he's donated millions of dollars to whoever needs it and people and those types of things and families, just because he's like, I'm glad. But can you imagine consecutively 3 things like that just destroying you every time you turn around? Like, it just reminds like he's like talking about being a rock star, man. He's like yes, like it, but it was something that had to do with the surgery of his appendix bursting that caused a clot to move and just hit and explode. Like, it just exploded.
It's probably a clot, like a cerebral embolus, like a clot that came from the surgery and got up into his brain and occluded one of his blood vessels or something like that.
Yeah, it was a really interesting story, but just the fact that, those guys live like that. But, he talks about, you're hard on yourself when you're young, and, you're doing all these things to your body, and, especially in that lifestyle, I mean, because it can catch up to you,
There's a good documentary called The Decline of Western Civilization. It's a 3-part documentary, and one of the episodes is on hair metal,
right?
And you watch these guys just like, sitting, like, I can't remember who it was sitting in a pool with a handle of vodka. Just
that's oh man, that's from the band Wasp.
Blackie Lawless? No,
that's him. No, his guitarist.
Yep. That's what the Aki's name, Aki Lawless, my male Aki.
Yeah, man, I remember Blackie Lawless when he was pushing back Tipper Gore and all them.
The big gauntlets and shit. He was a bad with the saw blades.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
Nope.
David said that Bret Michaels was a diabetic as well.
Chris Holmes. You're talking about Chris Holmes.
Yep. Yeah, he's just sitting there on his
still alive, dude. That guy's still alive and jamming too.
Jesus Christ, crazy.
I know. He's still alive and making music, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, he was drinking it like it was a bottle of water.
Oh, yeah, it was like nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's it, Craig. That's it. It's Chris Holmes. That's right, man. He was like, that's something that you never heard about. One of my all-time favorite bands, and they're an acquired taste, and you have to really be able to appreciate message and music, but would be Slayer.
Oh.
And they didn't do that kind of stuff, man. They weren't druggies or junkies or anything like that. I mean, I mean, some of these guys really took it too far, and some bands really stuck to, who they were. And so some bands are different. Iron Maiden, same thing. They never did any of that kind of stuff. Like where they were out
all the drugs was Striper.
Yeah, Striper. That's right. I remember that band.
Michael
and Robert Sweet. You know what? I got to tell you, man, that band was talented. I'm sorry. I mean,
absolutely.
They put some music out that was good, and they were smart. They used the Christian route to get in, and then they, went secular or whatever. But I think they're back to doing their roots. But that band was a talented band. I mean, that guy Michael Sweet could bell out. He could bell some music out, man. He could sing.
Striper.
God, remember that? And there was who else was there? Was a couple other bands like that. There was Blood Good. There was a bunch of them bands that came out like that, man.
There was a bunch of Christian punk bands too when I was coming up, and Christian pop punk.
I mean, you know what though, man? I mean, I guess that's a good way to get your foot in the door because they were all the Metal Mags and Rolling Stone, and Michelle said she's staying where they filmed the Elvis movie right now. That was on Follow Your Dream Parkway. Nice.
Very
cool.
She
must be up there right now then, I guess, near where it was at. But yeah, so there's a lot of that stuff, and that music can be influential. And back to Elvis, he was just such a everybody wanted a piece of him, dude. Like he couldn't do anything, ripping his clothes. And so if it was all made up and he did stage his death, I would completely understand why he did it.
Oh yeah, drop out of that mainstream.
Yeah, if he really, I mean, yeah, it would make sense. I mean, the poor guy really didn't have a life.
No.
But other than that, man, I mean, that was a good time, Brittany, and I'm glad that you got to go see that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh man, it was like 3 days in heaven for me. I just being able to like walk past the gate every day, like just to like literally come out of the hotel and like go, I'm gonna go to Graceland for a minute and just stand, because you kind of imagine like watching them play football in the front yard or him being on his horse riding.
Fucking God. I'm sorry, Brittany.
Baron Cross.
You just brought back a band, Baron Cross, The Atomic Arena. Do you remember the song, The Atomic Arena? Amazing song, Craig. Fucking amazing song. Holy shit, the man went Baron Cross. That is so awesome.
Yeah,
and they sounded so much like Maiden. They sounded so much like Maiden when he would bell out, man. The Atomic Arena, Craig, if you remember that. Good evening to all of you. We hope you enjoy the show. And then they would just blast off. That's actually a really good song, man. Yeah, they were. My mom threw in her Petra. Yeah.
Way to go.
I don't know about that. Yeah. And that was like that dumb band Jars of Clay.
Jars of Clay.
Oh my God, Jars of Clay.
That's like the
Baron
worst
Cross,
band
hands
name
down.
ever.
Oh my God, Jars of Clay.
Baron Cross, bro.
I
Way
haven't
to go,
heard
Craig.
the
You
name
made my night with that one.
In a long time.
Because I didn't know they were a Christian band. And I remember listening to KBPI. I was out in Denver, Colorado at the time. And I was listening to KBPI. I'll never forget. It's like KB rocks the Rockies or whatever. And this song came on. And it was Baron Cross's song, The Atomic Arena. And it had nothing to do with any religious stuff. And I remember that coming on and being like, what the hell? That was like, because, we were really into music at that time, man.
Yeah.
Headless Children was great. And you met them. Awesome.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And then he sang that one song, that ballad they did about a girl. I think it was called Heaven or Nothing. Yeah, come on. Hey, you got to give it up for POD, though, man.
POD was good.
They followed their roots, but they never really got all, they didn't juice it up, man, overdo it,
They were good.
Hymns and church shit, but they were good. POD was good. They went back and bought their whole street that they grew up on so their family could live there and stuff in California, Southern California. I think they were cool dudes. POD, man. that song about the kids and all. There's some good bands. See, you guys are listening. I think this is cool, man. We got people paying attention to what we do with the music and stuff. That's cool. And the Motley Croc show is based off about that lifestyle, and
that's true.
We lack it now. There's a lot of things out there now. There's hardcore video gamers and furries right now, but as far as everything else goes, I mean, it's just a different life, man. You know what I mean? It's a different life.
Yep.
So I'm gonna ramp it up here.
Ramp it up.
So
got plenty of time. Let's ramp it.
So while I was there, I took hundreds of photos, right? And as I was going through them, like I sat in the hotel night and I would like look through them and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I was in Graceland. I'm like, oh my gosh, there I am by the staircase. Oh my God. Like I was just reliving it in my head. But then the night I got home, I was sitting on the couch across from John. And I'm looking at a picture that I almost deleted. And I'm so glad I didn't because I was like,
TV?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was like, wait a minute. And I like look at it again. And I was like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I blow it up. Sure enough, like my head registers. That's what you're looking at. So I immediately was like, I have to have this authenticated because I have to know that I know and everybody else knows this is like legit. I took this. This is like, I didn't touch it. Here it is. So a buddy of mine looks at it who does this, has been doing it for like 20 plus years of looking at photographs, make sure they're not altered, tampered with, whatever. And he's like, no, that's the real deal. And he's like, I totally see what you're seeing. And he's like, how did you? I was like, don't even ask. Like, and he's like, if anybody's going to have a capture of Elvis, it would be you. We laughed about it for a while. So I kept the phone. I was like, I don't know if I should post it. And he was like, just post it. See what people say, or whatever. And just put it out there. Who cares? People have done it before. So I was like, okay. So I have it and I'm going to share it to our group text so Troy can share it. And then today,
you mean to share it on you mean me to do it so I can put it up on the screen?
Yeah. So like people watching can see it. And then today
it takes
I was
a second.
like,
So
that's fine.
Okay.
So then today I was sitting there going, okay, I'm going to take and look at some of the actual images of Elvis that people have posted on Instagram or have posted online, just to see if I can find a comparison so that if people see it, they're seeing what I'm seeing. Like everybody I've talked to has been able to identify it immediately. Like they're like, how is this even possible? I'm like, I don't know, because it's literally on the floor. It's a broken TV, hasn't been used in years. So the burnt in image is not even a question because that's not how that works. It doesn't just stay in there for years and years and years on a broken TV.
Was it in the TCB room?
No, it was in the dining room upstairs.
You got to go upstairs?
No, not in the bedroom. Oh, I wish. Could you imagine my?
Upstairs from the TCB room. I see what you mean.
Right. In the dining room. So this was in the dining room on the floor. Remember the dining room TV that he used to watch TV?
Yep.
So it's that.
I remember that exact TV.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Elvis with glasses on and his hair?
Right.
I see it.
Okay. So I captured an image of Elvis that literally looks just like this to compare so people can see and go, holy smokes. And I have done this picture in all different layers of taking away pigment, taking away everything. And that image is still there. Like I can't explain it. You can see a mouth, a nose. I mean, sideburns, like.
Yeah, I see the hair and everything. I can see it.
It's there. I can't deny it. Now, this is on the floor, no reflection, facing a blank wall. Like, I mean, it is just there.
Bear with me, folks. I'm bringing that over. I'm trying to do that right now. As you're showing it, I'm working on bringing it in.
Well, we're waiting for this picture. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. A buddy of mine does silver casting, and he made me this little hognose fucking thing out of silver, and it's like a playing dead hognose. How fucking badass is this thing?
That awesome. Is amazing. I have a prototype of something he can make. I'm just kidding.
That's actually really cool, man. That's really awesome, buddy.
That is cool. That's awesome.
I am saving some pictures right now. I see them come through, Brittany. I've got them. I am just going in there and bringing them up so I can show. And there's a couple things pictures I'm taking anyways because I want to.
Yeah, I'm just honestly, I'm really.
All right, so I'll put that up for you guys. There's the picture she's talking about.
Crazy. I see it better even now.
Mm-hmm.
That's either Elvis or Jim Jones. One of them.
It's probably a scam, but You guys, you can't really see Brittany right now, only Jeff and I, but that's her Elvis.
It's
picture
not a
that we took.
scam. That is like a legit photo that I was in shock, and then I'm glad I did not delete the picture when I was looking back through.
Did you do any like Google searches to see if anybody else had seen it or mentioned it?
Not in the TV. No one has ever seen an image in the TV, or like there's a very few select. Somebody thought they saw either Elvis or Vernon in the Vernon office. They're not sure who it is. And I saw it. I can kind of make out what they saw. I don't know if it's lighting. I don't know. I can't tell, but I definitely saw what they saw. There's a security camera footage from Graceland that captured what looks like Elvis walking on the side of his building, which is really weird. Recent times. And then there's another one where it looks like he's peeking out the window, like sitting in a chair looking out the window. And that one's really eerie too, I think it was taken from the back of the property. So people have captured like a presence or like an image of Elvis at Graceland before multiple times. And like the whole time
why would he be wearing his own? Okay, so let me just look at this again. Why would he be wearing his own glasses? Like sunglasses as a ghost? Like, is it bright over there?
He always wore glasses.
He wore glasses because what a lot of people didn't know is he actually had like an eye stigma, like further in the life. That's why he wore those glasses.
But he was like a Christian guy. Wouldn't he like get perfect eyesight when he went to the other side? Or
look. I agree with you. I don't even know how any of this makes sense. Like I can't wrap my brain. I have sat and talked through this time and time again. I've thought about how your mind plays tricks with like certain lightings and colors. But this is like legitimate, like a face to where it's really hard to like not see that.
That's Roy Orbison right there.
Yeah. Somebody actually put that.
I thought it was Reverend Jim Jones from Jonestown.
That's Roy Orbison.
somebody wrote that on the post that I shared, and I started laughing. I was like, I see it.
Because towards the end of Elvis's life, he did look like Roy Orbison.
He did.
I can show you something really cute. You guys want to see something cute?
Oh my god, dude!
Aww.
Tell me that's not the cutest. Look at his little eyes. Look at his little maze. His little skin, his little maze.
He's like smiling.
No, he's not. He's pissed off. I can tell you right there. That's pissed off.
Well, he looks
Get the fucking camera out of my enclosure. Pissed off.
He doesn't like the paparazzi.
He's saying, "Get out of here with that shit." He's corner eyeing me. He's gonna bite me. They are the cutest little boogers.
He's cute.
Those are our production this year, and they're just amazing. One thing I want to talk about. Years ago, I would say about 4 years ago now, it would be. Kurt and I were designing a Florida license plate.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Okay. And we had to put it on the back burner. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of people that were in the state of Florida creating plates and then stealing the money. So we have created a plate. Well, now we have some backing. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'll show you guys what it is. For those of you who never saw the plate, this is what it looks like.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
So that's going to be the Florida license plate. It's going to say Save Our Crocodiles because we are the only state in the United States that have crocodiles that live here with us.
Mm-hmm.
Florida is the only state that American crocodiles live naturally. They're naturally a part of our environment here. So they are indigenous. And they coexist with alligators. It's the only place in the world. But they were endangered for a very, very long time. I mean, they're not really out of the woods, but they're out of the woods. You know, there's a couple really good teams down there that the Croc docs that work with them in the University of Florida. There's also the Gatorama Park. They have a whole bunch of crocodiles. They breed the American croc there. So, you know, we're keeping the species alive. Obviously, there's different locales. But I wanted you guys to look at the plate. So what we have to do is, I guess, from what Kurt was telling me, is now we have to get 2,000 signatures. Right? 2,000 signatures.
I'll sign. I might have heard.
So we signed to get that done, and we're going to get – so I'm going to try to put that out, and then Kurt and I will release the stuff, and I'm going to be talking to somebody else, somebody that's influential in the industry so that we can push it out there a little bit more. Remember, guys, you have to be in Florida. You can buy a couple if you have a couple cars, but it has to be a Florida thing.
I'll get one.
But I definitely want to put that out there so people could see that too, because it was just critical as you know, as part
Samantha
of,
said she'll sign.
Yeah, a lot of people would want a crocodile license plate.
I know I would.
That's really cool.
I wanted it when you first showed me.
Yeah, we all wanted to do that too, but we had to put it. But now Kurt actually has a senator that's backing it, and that's what you need. So once you get the signatures, I think once we get to 2,000 signatures and we get that, then we'll be back on the ball, like legit. Let me get back up to the comments because it's just like went bing, 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 bing over here.
Can you whisper in his ear about recreational marijuana?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We need that too.
Yeah.
I want to see one in the wild so bad. You'd have to go to Flamingo, Florida, Michelle. If you go to Flamingo, and it's down in the Everglades National Park, but it's called Flamingo.
The very tippy top.
And you got to go down there, and there is no way ever you won't see a crocodile.
Yep, go at sunset. It's really cool to watch them roll around at sunset. You can see their huge scoots sticking out, and
that's cool.
Sometimes they sit right by the boat ramp, and they'll come out and they'll just sit
on it, way up in the top, and they jump off of it like an acrobat.
Yep. No, I've walked right up and stood over them and take some really cool pictures. They're really chill. If they don't want to mess with you, they just go right back in the water and do their thing. They don't get aggressive in any way or anything like that. Not with me. So
no, I mean I understand. I think it's awesome, and I totally, like I said, I'll put the stuff out as soon as I get with Kurt. We're putting all the paperwork together because I'm definitely having a play too. And
I want to play.
It kind of makes us a little bit immortal, and I think that forever now that plate will be in existence, and long after I'm dead, when like my little nephew Finn, when he get his card stuff, we did something.
You can have it on his,
and we can keep something like that going and keep those Crocs going, and it's kind of like that would be something really good for Florida, because there's a lot of plates out there that Florida has. I don't even know how they got them. There's plates that should be made that aren't made, so.
A lot. Right.
No, that will be yours, Samantha. But it would be good if I could do that, huh? The Motley Croc.
I thought it just said MC Croc for a second.
Yeah, I think she means Motley Croc, because of the things. But maybe, whatever it'll say, I don't care. As long as we get them, we'll have the first 3 issued for what we're going to do, and then let's get them going. It might just be 01, 02, and 03 to start off, and those will just be the originals, And I
think that's cool.
I think it'd be kind of neat, and I think everybody should definitely try to get it. If you can, it'd be a good thing for Florida. It's all goes to conservation. So all the money that goes from those plates, whatever the state doesn't consume for themselves. So if like the state charges $60, 13 cents will go to the Croc Docs, but at least all that 13 cents will go to the Croc Docs because. Just kidding. Whatever the state takes, but all the money is going to be going to the University of Florida, which for those of you that don't know, that is Dr. Frank Mazzotti and Venetia. They call her Dr. V. She's just those people in there that do a really good job as well with the Croc Docs in Florida. And there's a lot of different people across the world. You've got Marissa and Pablo was here. These people are big influential crocodile people in the world that just really mainly care about obviously conservation. Let's not forget that, but they really care about crocodiles, and it's just a neat thing to be able to be part of that. And I don't know. I just want to get that out there for everybody so they could see it and really do something else and really make it. I'm pretty excited.
I think it's cool.
Me too. The crocodiles are one of the coolest things I've seen since I've lived here. Just every time I'm down there, I make it a point to, I'll swing by Robert is here and get me a key lime shake and then roll on up to Flamingo and check out the American Crocs, man. They're awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was something one night I just was starting. I said, Kurt, we ought to do a plate, we did this and it's documented. He's already taken it to a couple different senators, so they know what we're doing. And it was just about, I just really wanted out there because I just really felt personally, I don't really care whose name's on it, whatever. We can put CrocFest's name on it. I don't really care. I just think that it's really good to put some money back into crocodiles, man, because they are something special for us. Like Jeff said, it's one of his favorite things to see here.
Oh, they're amazing.
There's a lot of creatures here, but that's a very rare thing. That's an amazing. That's a fucking dinosaur that lives down there, man, in the saltwater.
It's huge.
Come on.
Right. Well, that's the thing, though, is like you mentioned, we're the only state that has that, so it makes us very unique. So why not have a tag that has something like that that's unique to our state? Just makes sense.
like I said, just do something like, try to do something to give back. And I've met some really cool people. I've met some real shit stick people too. I'm not going to lie. There's some really crooked people in this industry. Jeff knows what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of Johnny come fake latelys. And there's a lot of, this is all my life to me. I hear these guys that'll say, I've doing this my whole life. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You have not.
Yeah. No,
I understand that, but I kept it a secret. I didn't ever really talk about the animals I had and stuff. I've owned a few shops throughout Florida, and I just think that there's some really icons out there that have done some really good stuff for the industry, and there's some really good stuff that I've done for conservation, and then you have your ding dongs, and so just to be able to do something good. I mean, there's some good papers out there, but I mean, you know what I mean, and the people know. You just know, and so there's some people doing some really good in the industry, and so if you run into that in this industry, and like I said, Jeff, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like me or maybe not like you, and I don't really care. But
trust me,
I don't go around burning bridges. I just think if you're in this industry, guys, and you run into somebody like that, that's not the whole industry.
Yep, absolutely. There's some really good people.
If somebody goes, hey, if you you can touch my alligator if you want to come have sex with me. That's the kind of person you want to stay away from.
Troy, you told me you'd never tell anybody about that.
Creepazoid people, stay away from them. So yeah.
I love your background.
You just don't want, Brittany, that's cool. You just don't want people to ruin that. There's a lot of upcomers, and I met some young people at this Croc Fest recently that was talking to Kurt and Colette, and they've got some really good ideas, and these kids really want to do stuff in that world of conservation, and just don't let all these dingbats,
name droppers, and I ran into one of those this weekend at the show, and it just like I could not get away fast enough, telling me everybody that he knows, everybody that he's friends with, and he gets this from this guy and that from that guy, right. And I hate that shit. I really do, and I keep my circle smaller and smaller with who I do business with, as far as bringing in new animals to my collection, and especially barter, which is I love to barter. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I got something you need. You got something I need. It doesn't matter whose is worth more. You just swap them, and that's that, And
I agree.
And there's so many people that don't, they're like, well, this isn't worth what my thing is worth. Mine's worth $20 more. And it's just, you need this, I need that. Next time it's going to be weighted in your favor, period.
Yeah, and I just there's just a lot of it out there. It's just crap for some people, and there's a couple really good guys, and I won't put their names out there, but there's some really good guys in the industry that are just stand up dudes, and I've known them for a while and be able to talk with them and stuff. I don't want to, it's not real, it's not relevant, but they're just good people, and I see people take advantage of them, and sometimes you want to be like, but you can tell, guys, if you pay close enough attention to somebody. You can see no matter how cool they come across or what you think they are. If you pay close attention, you'll see exactly what they are. They're usually broke. As one of the guys that I do work with said, that's just what you call a brokey.
A brokey. I love that.
Brokey.
I know. And I heard that. I was like, you know what? And I'm not saying that having financial struggles. Everybody goes through the financial struggles. I'm talking about just a brokey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way they act, the way they are, and it was very well put together. And I guess in the wrestling world they'd be called jabronis, right? Isn't that how that works?
Jabronis.
So
I found that that people who tell you how great they are at breeding and raising reptiles, if somebody's got to tell you how good they are and how great they breed, and how exclusive their lines are, and their world's first this and their world's first that. These are the people that you should stay away from. Nobody should ever have to tell you how great they are. If you're truly great at something, people know, and people spread the word. And
well, you ain't breeding shit, first of all.
Exactly.
Nobody. Like, animals eat, fuck, and sleep. So you provide a good environment. So if you want to call yourself something special, you better be in a fucking clinic somewhere, pulling semen out of another animal and microscopically injecting it into something to create something good before you talk about that. But
yep. Yeah, people. I made a world first. It's like you bought two animals that turned into something good.
There's a lot of people like, well, you're a good breeder too, man. We have Ruby.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who bred you, man? Hey, I bred Jeff. And this is the offspring. I bred Jeff and her. Yeah, I bred Jeff. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I found out that me and Emily were het for blue eyes, so that was good.
Well, I mean, I have animals, and you know what? They copulate when sometimes we get lucky. It's not like,
Yep.
Sure, you pay attention to the diet, but I mean, I don't know. There's too much heroism out there.
Oh, I get humbled all the time, man. I'm just like, man, when somebody, sends me an email or message saying, "Oh, I bought an animal from you 3 years ago. They eat great. They're healthy." It's just it still chokes me up every fucking time, dude. I love it. I love that people love my animals. I like to talk about animals a lot.
So, I got to tell you, man, and Craig's one of the guys I really like talking to him. I think Craig's he's a badass dude, and I also, he stands up, man. He's himself. He doesn't care. And I know that a lot of people, get jealous of people and they start smear mouthing and shitting down people's necks and just the way they act.
That doesn't feel good.
I know a couple people have come on the show and they're like, "Yo, man, I went on your show," and then they just bombarded me, in these little cliques. And I know that I'm sure Craig's went through that, but you know what? He's still here. He still comes up to me, man, and we talk. And he's one of those ironclad fucking homeboys from the day, man. And I think that, that to me that's way more valuable than all these other ass clowns. And you know what? Just take the time to get to know some of the people that you shit on sometimes, guys. And you'll find out that a lot of that's not true. And there's drama in every culture, but I don't really care. Brittany will tell you, I've always been fueled by hatred. When I want to do something, I fucking do it.
Who gives a fuck, man?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We got big personalities, Troy, and not everybody can handle that shit. And
hey, Andrea.
Hey, Andrea, thank you so much. That's right.
Andrea's awesome. What's up, Andrea? Talked to her today. She's so cool.
It's like what was I saying? Shit, Andrea.
She threw you.
Your heartfelt message threw me off a little bit.
Go ahead and get a napkin, man. You need a Tito. I need a tissue.
But when hold on, I'm crying in my champagne.
There we go, right there. Bloop.
It's big personalities are not for everybody, and I fully admit that I have a big personality. Troy's got a big personality. We're loud. We're boisterous. We say a lot of fucking offensive shit, and if people can't handle it and don't like us, that's fine with me. It's their loss. We're fun as fuck. I'm gonna go put that right out there.
I have a good time with people.
That should be a shirt.
Damn right, Motley Croc show, fun as fuck.
That's right.
It is fun as fuck. But like I met a couple people, and like I said, I don't like throwing names out there, but there was a gentleman from up north, and he has a reptile park, and he's a good guy, and he's full of fucking excitement, man. You know what I mean? And he's really successful. I'm sure he's got someone that hates him up there because he's doing good. And so the better you guys get, and the more you do, and the better you are, the more people are going to shit on you and make up stories and lie. And most of the time, it's a lie. It's just a lie. But I've never seen in my lifetime such crap when it comes to people who have animals. And it's not just limited to the reptile world, folks. The horse industry is like that, and I used to be in that. I understand what it's like. I was shoeing horses for a while. I dealt with a lot of that. I know exactly what it is. I was in the show side of it. I was worked for Medieval Times. I rode for Medieval Times and Arabian Nights Dinner Theater. I rode horses for them. I did a lot of horse work, So I spent probably 6 days a week on the back of a horse, 6 hours a day working horses. So I know horses, and then the people you deal with, and it's all in there, dude. It's always like that. But you find some good people in that circle, and there are good people here. There's names out there. Flavio is a great guy. A lot of people get agitated with him or whatever they want to say, but he's a good dude, and he does help people. He's just blunt and forward about things.
I can say another big personality in his own.
Yeah,
way.
man. At the alligator farm, there's Jen Anderson and the Bruggens and all them. They're all great people. I hung out with Greg LaPera. If you guys don't know him, look him up on Facebook. He does great photography work. He is one of the coolest fucking dudes, man. We hung out till 4:00 till we were all yawning dead in the parking lot. We're like, we better get out of here, and it was awesome. And we met some new friends, and there's some really good people in the industry that you could really get to know and really talk to.
Agreed.
And I find that these guys, another hero that has been in the industry a long time, that means something, Kent Vliet. He's got some great stuff out there. I remember him when I was a kid watching him on National Geographic. I think it was the Realm of the Alligator or the Realm of the Dragon or something. And he's real good. But these guys, right? They're still around. They've been around for a long time. I don't want to age y'all, folks, if you're watching, but they've been around for a long time. They're all in the same group. They all back each other up. There's just integrity there.
Yep.
And the guys that came and went in there, the guys that were raping girls and, killing animals and smuggling and stealing, they know who you are. You know what I mean? So you pay attention to the groups that are still together, and he is awesome, Craig. Greg he's a badass. I love him.
he showed us all around his town, and he is Mr. St. Augustine. Let me tell you guys something. He is Mr. St. Augustine. He knows that town like nothing. So when you see them and they're all still together, that's something I want to be part of. I want to be a part of something that long-term we're all together still, and they go, hey, you know, Flavio and Troy and Jeff and Kurt, all those guys, man, for years we went through all our trials and tribulations. We never stabbed anybody in the back. We didn't lie. We have to make up stories to sleep with someone's wife. I mean, come on, man. It's just I get in trouble because I'm forward. I don't care. I'm not about your feelings or being politically correct. If I think you're a buffoon, I'm going to say you're a buffoon until you prove that you're not to me. And I'm a buffoon to somebody else. So I don't really care, you know? So it is what it is. But remember, guys, just keep the word in there. Brokey.
Brokey.
Yep.
Oh, man, I gotta use that one sometime. Get away from me, you brokey.
Travio, staying strong. You know, it is a lot. Most of the time when we're out, and maybe Samantha has seen it, but Flavia and I have been in arguments in front of a lot of people. And they don't really understand it. They don't get it. But it's like we're married. We have like this platonic marriage. And, you know, we've been around a while and we've seen a lot of things. And Flavio's highly skilled at what he looks at and what he does and how he works with animals. And he's highly skilled. So sometimes we're going to, you know, when we do different things, and there's a lot to learn, but some of us have our ways, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. You've got to have that. So we are hanging in there and doing our thing.
Oh yeah. I still, to this day, if I find some sort of reptile and I don't know exactly what it is, I take a picture, send it to Flavio, and within minutes, he knows exactly what it is, where it hangs out, where it came from. I mean, nobody knows the snakes around here like that guy does, and lizards and crocodilians. And
that's Samantha. He's so stupid. She's been promising to come hang out over here at the manor and hasn't come at all. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, I think that just pay attention to that, guys. I wanted to say that because there's just some really good people out there, man. There really is.
Hey, you know, you can take that from Elvis. He had his Memphis Mafia. He had his guys that he could count on through and through, and neither stopped. They were always there for him.
Well, they couldn't save him from the doctor, but I mean, at the end of the day,
hey, now,
I mean, that's just
come on now.
But you know, I mean, so just pay attention. And I saw some young people, and I can see the confusion sometimes. You know, it's okay.
He will, Samantha. He'll always call you.
It's okay. But I see some young kids, and I see the confusion. You know, not knowing where to go, and you know, just really iron it out, man. Really find your people. But you know, there's good people out there. The people at Croc Fest, St. Augustine Alligator Farm, the Brownsville Zoo, Colette Adams. She knows a lot of shit, man. I mean, she knows some shit that you know. I mean, that woman's a magician sometimes. I have to tell you. I FaceTimed her one night, Jeff. I told you, and I had a problem. And she goes, just give it cactus and don't be scared of the white powder in the morning. I'm like, okay. And it worked. It worked.
It sounds like a party in the 80s.
David.
Or
have a good
people will
week.
be freaking out. Good night, Dave. Or people will be freaking out. And she's like, give it some sunlight. It'll be fine. And, you know, and it works. So there's stuff out there, guys. There's good people to reach out.
Those are the people you got, you know, the people who love to teach and to educate. And you ask them a question, they don't blow you off or give you some shitty fucking 2-word answer. They really, you know, if I say, what's this or what do I do with this? And they want you, you know, they want to share their knowledge with you.
Yeah.
You know,
because it'll die with us if you don't give it away.
Stuff. I love to talk about hognose. I don't know if you guys caught that.
I like hognose. No. I like hearing about them. Hognose,
you love hognose. You know,
I like the idea that none of us here, I'm a student, man. I don't know everything. So
that's right.
I never claim to. I don't act like I'm a big know-it-all and stuff. There are some things that I know and I know well, especially working with crocodiles for as long as I've done it and different things I look for. And sometimes I'll get up in the middle of the night and Claudia and I'll be talking notes, man. So this happened and that happened. And we put it together. And even if I go somewhere and someone's been doing something a while and I know how to do that particular thing, I don't say anything because they may have a technique that I really want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody does something different, you know.
That's right.
Like tattooing, you've got a formula and then you've got your style, and so you can learn a lot of different things, man. And I just think that that's critical, and we kind of forget that. And that's who we are. That's who I am as a person. So contrary to what you hear, that's what I do, and that's who I am. And I may come across loud and boisterous sometimes and angry. I can get angry, but sometimes I just look angry, and sometimes my humor is angry, but I'm not really angry. It's just who I am, and I think that there's a lot to it. So we just got to have a good time with everybody and just stick with it.
Damn right.
That's how I look at it, man. On that note,
fucking A, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of it.
Don't want to get us kicked off. Yeah.
I don't want to get kicked off. I'm gonna do one more thing. So I told you this came in the mail for me. I told him I would talk about it today. I know it's gonna be kind of glary, but it says 5280. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So it comes in this tin full of tools and everything. This is not for you, Brittany. Not yet.
Oh, is this just what you ordered?
Yep. We've been waiting. So
Nice.
you'll get to it, Brittany. One day you'll understand. So this part here, if you look at this is the top part of the piece. This is the bottom part. It has a filter in it, Jeff. You see it?
Yes, sir.
It's called the 5280. Goes like this. That's it. So you can pull the whole thing apart. You can load your bud in there. You can pull it apart, completely clean it. Completely. It's aluminum. It's magnetic. It sticks to metal. So you can stick it to your microphone. You can stick it to wherever you need to. Completely clean, 5280. It's on Instagram, guys, and he's out there on the his website, the 5280. It is one of the best things ever, and I told him I would talk about it. Smoke smooth. It's got a filter in it, Jeff.
I heard that.
So the smoke is cool. Comes apart. It's magnetic. It's
Can't you aren't there different configurations you could do with the tools and stuff to change it around and whatnot?
Yeah, you can buy all the different stuff for it that you want. Anything you want, you can run it over with your car.
Accessories.
You can kind of see it. That's it.
Yeah, that's badass, dude.
Bro, wait till you see it in person. It's like the goddamn limousine.
Dude, I want to smoke it in person.
I will let you smoke it in person.
Vacation.
It's really cool because you know how you've got your side hole. You take this piece off here, this unscrews, and then you can put your actual your roll joint in there, man, if you need to.
Oh, no shit. It's like a brimstone,
smoke
too.
through that filter if you need to. Yep.
Nice, dude.
And they got the Super Bowl that comes with the top. It's magnetic in case Brittany's over and we all want to share. You know, it's called the Super Bowl. They got the Louis Vuitton. You can buy that one, and it all looks like Louis Vuitton. There's some neat stuff, man. So I wanted to give him a shout because you know what? He stayed on top of me, and when he's a new business, and when I was talking to him about questions, he was on it, man. He messaged me back. He's like, Troy, I got all this. Do you want me to send it to you? I mean, he was on the ball. So 5280 is what it's called.
Nice. I can't wait to see what else he comes up with. I'm not a bowl guy for the most part. I'm a joint dude.
You will once you play with this thing.
Nice. I was looking at him when you showed me, and I will probably end up with one because I like toys and
limousine.
I like toys.
Limousine of a tin. But
that tin is really cool.
Oh yeah.
I like tins too.
Yeah, but that tin with the engraving on the front is really nice. That whole design.
They
is
do
cool.
all kinds of engraving. It came with these tools, man, to clean. Here's
That's
the
badass,
Super
man.
Bowls, Jeff.
Oh damn, you got a whole bunch of shit there.
Wow.
All the filters, and they're regularly 9mm filters, so you can buy them at any smoke shop if you need to.
I actually keep all my stuff in a tin. My mom, one day I get this package and it's full of tins. She was like, "Oh, I was on cookietins.com and I thought you could use these." So I was like, "All right." So now I keep my weed in, and every time I get high, dude, I think to myself, cookietins.com. My poor mother, she has no idea. She knows I smoke, but she doesn't know
It's got popcorn in it, Grandma. It's got popcorn in it.
Damn right. Oh, she sent me a popcorn tin. I wish I could get my weed in there.
Now I know what I know. I saw Michelle's. I was like, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's what we should start, Troy. When there's recreational, we should start infused popcorn tins.
Infused. Look at that. There you go.
Oh yes,
popcorn.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I can infuse some orange juice right now, man.
Or pop chronic. Either way.
See, all right.
No, our brand would have to be the chronic pop.
December 13th at 9:09. The idea was formed right here. If anybody,
the chronic pop. Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Spliffy. How about this? Spliffy pop popcorn.
Spliffy pop. I love it, dude. Oh my God!
I'm telling you, we got to get together on some of these. Nobody steal that.
That's what I'm saying. It was created
go ahead
right
and
now.
Steal it. Who cares?
Right
you can
now.
steal it, man. If you need to steal it that bad, it's yours.
I'll probably never get to it.
If you need to steal it that bad, it's yours. I talked to Flavio. We were going to do a Croc Star beer. I'm going to talk to Croc Pop. That's cool. I'm going to talk to maybe a Motley Croc brew as well.
Oh, that'd be badass.
And I'd really like to do a whiskey, man. I think a really good
Croc. I was just going to say we should distill a whiskey.
Smooth whiskey.
Fights like a Croc.
Brittany, I will bring the dough ball with me that Craig introduced me to, and I will let you sip it. It is unbelievable, dude. It's called Dough Ball whiskey.
Dough Ball.
Oh, okay. It's whiskey. It's whiskey.
Cookie dough flavored whiskey.
I bought this for a date because I asked her what she liked to drink, and she kind of blew me off. But this is sheepdog peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Woo!
I have not tried it yet, but
let me tell you something, man.
Really good,
Jeff. Rams Point peanut butter whiskey. You have to try it.
Rams
give that a
Point.
whirl, man.
Yeah, give Rams Point, and I'll bring the dough ball. I'll let you try the dough ball. I got to tell you what, I'm giving all the props to Craig Warren on that, man, because he brought it and that was the shit.
Craig's a beast.
Dough ball. Cookie. Is it cookie flavor? Like, what does it taste
Cookie
like?
dough.
Tastes like cookie dough.
It
With a
does, like
warm-
legit.
So when it's cold outside and you're having a fire, it tastes like cookie dough with a warm,
Hey, knock it off.
Wow.
warm background. I look, there's no cocoa in it, so you'll live.
Well, that's good.
You're allergic to cocoa, Brittany? I think I knew that.
Yeah, I still am. It just sucks.
That does suck.
I was kind of hoping that maybe as I got older, it would get like less.
Oh,
is that
so?
A little bit, less and less to where it would be like, oh, I just get a really bad headache, but I do it anyway. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's still crappy. I still throat close off, can't breathe, feel like I'm gonna die. Like it just sucks.
Oh, milk products play havoc with me, but I still eat them. Drink them.
Yeah, what's funny? When the older I got, the more like.
Why don't you just start doing the injections or whatever and start building immunity to it? Go all
I
Bill
don't
Haas.
really care to eat it or
There
drink
you
it
go.
that much. Like
Instead of
it's not
Cobra
like
Venom,
something
you
that I
inject
really.
a little bit of chocolate into
No, but
yourself
you could
every day.
die.
I won't die from it. I always take Benadryl. I'm okay. Like it stops it. It's not like I go into epileptic shock. Like it's not
Yeah,
the
you
same
keep
thing.
talking about that. Rattlesnake
Rosie. I want to date her.
I bet
I
you
bet
do.
not
Jeff.
before Ricky Martin gets to.
I don't know. Ricky Martin's
Free
gonna kiss her
handle,
right on-
right?
He's gonna wear his
Rattlesnake
Ricky Martin
Rose.
high top fucking rattlesnake Vans.
Hey, Rosie.
I'll be
And his
badass.
matching hat.
Oh, I got to send you this some Vans that I saw today. They popped up on my Instagram. They were like sugar skulls, like Day of the Dead skulls and stuff. They're fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, they keep
That's
coming
cool.
out. Vans comes out with some good shit once in a while.
Did I send you the Iron Maiden igloo cooler that they came out with? They came out with
Yes.
like 6 Iron Maiden igloo coolers. They're in fucking insane.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're insanely priced.
Oh, of course, they're like $50 for a little. It's like one of the little lunch coolers. But you'll be the coolest kid in school. You know that, right?
Did you get one, Jeff, and take it to your respiratory school?
Hell yeah.
He did.
I would totally get it for that, man. But I don't, it would take up too much fridge.
You got to go old school and like find a vintage one. That's what
I
you
love
do.
those, like the old
old
like they
tin
look like
can.
Snoopy's doghouse
Yeah.
ones. This,
Yeah. I always love when
the
you're like in
metal
an
ones that you
antique
get at,
store
like,
and they
the
have
hardware
like
store.
Yes.
They're
Yep.
like, they're rounded. Yeah,
Yep.
my dad used to have one of those things, man. I'll never forget that.
Yep. Or like when you go to like any antique and they have like the old Star Wars ones from way back in the day that have like the Star Wars on the front.
Taking
Like,
out a
why not
lunchbox
have
was
that?
a highlight of my fall.
Yeah, because you were like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like the
What
metal
I have.
ones. I don't know. Brittany, are you old enough to remember the metal ones
Yes.
or the plastic ones? Yeah,
The metal tins were classics.
I had some
Look,
good ones, man.
snap.
I had Scooby Doo. Had to have Scooby Doo lunchbox.
Who doesn't have like Scooby Doo is the bomb.
Scooby Doo is the bomb. I still watch old Scooby Doos. I like the ones. I used to like the ones with like Batman and Robin, and Jerry Reed was on there. Don Knotts,
Yeah.
Sonny and Cher. I mean, they had all like their guests on.
They had some great ones. Yeah, those are some great ones.
I want to try to
man.
find me one with Gem on it.
Oh,
Oh God, I bet it is on
Truly
eBay.
outrageous,
You gotta
dude.
look.
Truly outrageous.
I'm gonna look right now.
Them
Right
in the
now.
holograms.
Let's see. eBay. Don't let me down. You're like
Who were
the
who were
one-stop shop.
Who's the bad band again? The Misfits, right? We talked about that.
Yes, the Misfit. Troy actually nailed that one.
What's that?
The
The
Misfits.
band, the Misfits.
The bad girl band from Gem and the Holograms.
Yep, the Misfits. Yep. I think Greg
there's-
actually nailed it.
Holy smokes. There is a 1956 Robin Hood lunchbox. Mint
No shit.
unused for
Greg, did you ever have that?
$799.
Damn.
What? Poor Roy Rogers was only $600, so Robin Hood beat him.
Damn. I remember they had like they had NFL football ones. They had there were so many.
Cracker Jack, Muppets. Oh my God, they have so many. This is so fun to go through.
Do you remember the show Emergency, Troy? The kid got his head caught in the fucking God damn it. And Adam 12. That was another one.
Here you go. Here you go. You
I don't know
ready?
if I remember Emergency. Oh man.
1981, The Fall Guy.
I had a Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox.
Nice. I remember the
1999.
Dukes of Hazzard one.
Let's see.
Dude,
Bro, I would dress up like Bo and go to school when I was in school.
that's badass, dude.
I was Bo Duke when I went to class. I had my yellow shirt on and my jeans. I'm like, Mom, don't be buying me them dark Luke jeans.
See,
I want the Stonewashed Bo Duke. What's that?
Bo was Tom Snyder, right? That's
yes.
Bo. And Tom Wopat was Luke. Yeah, Bo was way cooler, man. Way cooler.
Thank you, Marjorie. I really appreciate that.
Oh, that's awesome, Marjorie. Can you grow flour for my my joint disposal business?
Marjorie.
That would
you
be
guys
awesome.
gotta.
Thank you, Marjorie. We'll team up. We'll talk about that.
You guys got to go on eBay.
I'm serious. That might be a good thing.
This is great.
Craig had an Adam 12.
You said about your Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox. You had the Adam 12 lunchbox, Craig? That's so funny.
That's awesome.
I also had I also had an ET.
ET.
With the thermos.
Planet of the Apes. That's what I had.
Oh, that's whoa, man. Great.
I lived for Planet of the Apes when
I'll talk to you guys, Marjorie. I'm not kidding. I'll get together with you.
Hell yeah.
Your old man, and we'll chat about that.
I feel like Spliffy Pop. I'm just saying.
Spliffy Pop. I like it.
You know, we can
Spliffy Pop and Chronic Corn.
Chronic Corn.
Oh my God. Awesome. I just saw the post from Mom. Changed his name to Bo. Way to go.
I did.
That's awesome.
I sure did. I remember being a little kid. I'm like, don't call me that. I'm Bo Duke, bitch.
Oh, I was looking at before I got captain, I was looking at a basset hound I was going to name Flash.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
Dog. Spliffy Pop.
Where are these flies coming from? They're making me mad. I bet they're coming in from my window.
The horror house.
But maybe you're having a manifestation like I did.
They're like water. They're like the water flies. They're weird. They have to be coming in from my window.
I do remember my ET lunchbox. It was so badass, dude. I also had Transformers, Optimus Prime.
But it was from the TV show, not the movies. Wait, let it adjust here, maybe. Shit, I can't even get it to go.
If you screenshot that picture and text it to me, Jeff, I can put it up on the thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that's fucking rad. Yeah, Aladdin was the company. They had a thermos.
Text it to our group text. Text it to our group text, and I'll snatch it.
Oh, you got it, man. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, dude. Lunchbox. My mom would be like, "You want to go picking out a new lunchbox?" And be before school. I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" And then she wanted to go buy me a bunch of corduroys and crap. I was like, "I don't want to get that shit." Let's see.
That's like Finn. He got to pick out his backpack and cooler for school. He picked out all like space and like astronauts.
Oh, that's right. I did, Jeff. You'll remember that. A lot of people won't.
Buck Rogers.
Yep, Buck Rogers.
Wait a minute. I can do it. Beady. All right.
Beady. Yep, I remember that well, man. I love Buck Rogers.
In the 21st century.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
How about
Look
the black hole?
That's
there was a black hole.
awesome.
Remember that movie?
The Black Hole? Hell yeah, I remember that. Most people don't even remember the Disney movie Something Wicked This Way Comes. You know what I did have? I had a Masters of the Universe lunchbox, but Skeletor was on it when I was a kid. My mom probably threw it away.
I know.
Not like Skeletor.
I had the Planet of the Apes action figures too, Craig, and the little tree house thing. Did you have a Castle Grayskull?
Castle Grayskull. That was all Troy.
That's what I mean.
I love all that. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Oh, dude, fucking.
I'm getting ready to put up Jeff's picture. Hang on just a second.
Sweet. You know.
This is awesome, bro. What?
Dude, that shit was the shit.
Planet of the Apes. There it is.
Yeah, that was from the Planet of the Apes TV show.
You know, I got to thinking.
That's fantastic.
When I looked at old pictures of us, I'll obviously have to like delete them because my mom would dress us in these like tank tops and shit that were Confederate flags. I mean, all the way across. Because of the Dukes of Hazzard. We liked it because we looked at that flag as the Dukes of Hazzard flag. So we had it on like our birthday cakes. It was on our shirts. We're flying them in our bedrooms. Just them good old boys. Now it's like a big old
that drives around Brandon, the General Lee.
Yep.
I always see that thing in Brandon. It's like a perfect replica, same charger. what was that, like a 70 Charger or something like that?
Yeah,
71?
I think it was a 70. I think you're right.
That was the best. That was the best body style of a Charger ever, too. That thing was badass.
Well, they discontinued the Challenger and the Charger. Thank God I have a Challenger.
Hey,
but,
Holly, better late than never.
But with that being said, they're coming out with a Charger that's completely battery powered. You need to look it up, Jeff. It is sick looking. And Dodge said not even Tesla didn't have the power we were looking for yet. We're not releasing it until it has the power we want.
That's badass, dude.
Can you imagine a car getting that motherfucker 300 miles an hour?
Mars Attacks is awesome, Holly. That is fucking. I need to see that.
Mars Attacks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, Holly. Yeah, send that over. You come in on YouTube all the time, but put that over in the messages in the Motley Croc Instagram
awesome,
and then the Reptile Nerd and show us a picture. I want to see that Mars Attacks.
Yeah, no, I love shit like that. I do. I wish I had my.
When all the cattle was burning and it was running over this team member, the whole herd of cattle was on fire in that movie. Do you remember that? The big stampede of burning cows.
That was a funny movie.
Oh, Mars Attack! I haven't watched that in forever, dude. I got to fire that back up because that movie is just sick.
You make sure you burn one first because
dude, I cannot
Killer
wait.
Clowns from Outer Space is still great.
Oh, I like the popcorn that fucking they put in the dumpster and it comes alive. Fucking, I love the Killer Clowns. I like the theme that like metal fucking circus theme. Love that shit.
Listen. There's the new Christmas movie I want to go see with Violent Night, where Santa like comes in on a burglary in someone's house and like takes action. I'm sitting there going, whoever wrote this is brilliant because it's like, what would Santa do? Would he like just be like, gotta go,
Troy,
or would
you frozen or stone, or both?
Both. Let's see how long he can hold the pose for. No, he might actually be frozen.
Yeah, no blinking, no nothing.
I don't know. He's pretty good.
He could be one of those mime robot things. Oh, the Killer Clowns is amazing.
Nope, we lost him. Lost him. Yeah, I was looking so intently, and then he vanished.
Oh, you froze for a second there, too. God, that room in your background, I love that room. Love it. I could totally see Elvis sitting on that couch, watching TVs.
Oh, yeah, TVs, 3. He had 3. There was this one, and then one more on the end. But he also had TVs above his bed. He always was known for watching multiple TVs at the same time, which is crazy.
Sorry about the noise. My dog's chasing his tail. He'll catch it once in a while, too.
I'm not sure if Troy's going to be able to come back or not. Jeff, check your phone.
Oh, yeah, I think I got a text. Hold on. Yeah, Troy sent me a message. Internet dropped me. Go ahead and finish the show.
Yeah.
All right. So me and Brittany are going to sign us out, I guess. And
until next week.
Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's always good. Tuesday nights are one of my favorite. I love spending my Tuesday nights with all you guys. So
same here. Yeah. And we'll see you next week. However, I don't know how to end the show except to leave the studio.
I think we just leave the studio and say good night. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching. Sorry for some minor difficulties at the end of the show, but anyway, it'll be fun. Next week, we'll be leading into Christmas, which will be awesome because next week will be Tuesday night, the 19th or the 20th. Oh,
I'll get some Krampus shit going.
Don't get me started. Guys. I may have to have Christmas Elvis appear. Sweet. Good night, everybody. From one of the Christmas rooms. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Talk soon, everyone.